So there's really no hard and fast rule about it because pretty much everybody represses all emotions to some degree. But predominantly, most people will fall into one of two camps when they start in on the initial emotional repression work. And those two camps are: one, people who repress bigger, more powerful emotions and energies like anger or sexuality, and two, those who repress more vulnerable emotions and energies like sadness or hurt or love. And so whichever you fall into, this would be known as your dominant. So I talk about anger repression a lot personally because my dominant repression is anger. But I know and work with a lot of people whose dominant is hurt or vulnerability. And so I want to talk about that for a second. Now, I really do feel like you guys get the short end of the stick because unlike anger repressors, whose safety zone is I'm hurt, I'm small, I'm afraid, I'm innocent, y'all's system compels you to get big and blustery and aggressive, right? Like you're forced into that because of the fear of the vulnerable emotions. And most people, especially anger repressors, but really it's a societal thing because we're so focused on, being good. When you guys have your trauma responses and you get big like that, you get scapegoated or you get blamed or you get called narcissistic or abusive or any number of things. It's pretty shitty identities to start carrying around. Most of the hurt repressors I know have a ton of guilt, and they always feel like no matter what they're doing, they're hurting people, right? Well, let me just say, as a recovering anger repressor, what utter bullshit all of this is. To hurt repressors, you're not monsters, bullies, assholes, narcissists, abusive. You get convinced to believe all of this by people that are afraid of their anger. You're forced to get big to protect yourself, just like I'm forced to get small to protect myself. I had a friend for a long time, and I hope he's watching this, who periodically would blow up into rages on me, right? And I just pegged him as such an asshole and a bully and abusive and all of this shit. When I started doing emotional repression work, the amount of repressed rage that I had in my body didn't even come close to what he had showed me. Just reservoirs of it, so much rage. And I shadowed that and projected that onto him and made him the bad guy so that I looked like the good guy. And that sucks. That was wrong. I had no idea that I was doing that, but now I do, and I'm not going to make that mistake ever again. So to all the hurt repressors out there, your opportunity for freedom lies in accessing, feeling, expressing, and clearing the body of the buried, repressed hurt and grief and sadness that you've been carrying around that forces you into that angry trauma response. To learn more, visit repressiontest.com.